Hey Gnarly, how do you like your head?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. I'm gonna be applying it to you.
Throw it up, baby. Give me some of that head.
This is actually 19 crimes.
Gnarly head.
You can't even see me.
Good. We don't need to see you. You're out of focus anyway. So weird.
So what I'm doing here is I'm doing a hair tutorial, and it is how to do your own lace wig with a closure. And we are going to be doing the hot glue method. I saw this method on, I can't remember her channel, but I will post it below.
It's definitely not going to be one of those damn tutorials. I'm just going to show you how to glue some damn hair on a wig cap. And so you're bleaky. That's it. Oh my god, honey, really?
You got drink too?
You better not get that on my damn weave that I was like yelling at the friggin' post office for.
It'll be a wine weave. Hubby got some jokes. A wine weave?
First of all, Honey is learning lots about weaves since he's dated / married a black woman. So this is very exciting.
Who said you were the first? I'm kidding. You're definitely the first.
Babe,
and the last.
Babe, what did you think the first time I took my extensions out or
Well, tell them about the story about how I said, "Do you have your cap?" When the first night that you stayed.
So we'd had conversations, and he told me oh, you're the first black girl that I dated. I've dated biracial girls, but never black girl. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, biracial girls can go to sleep with their hair and whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I'm over here one night. I don't know. We've been dating for a couple months.
Yeah.
And I'm literally freaking out. I'm like, ugh. I was like, okay. I'm like, I have to sleep some crazy kind of way, but he's gonna want to hug up on me because we're newly dating, so he's gonna want to cuddle and all that shit. And I'm like, great. I'm like, what am I gonna do with my hair? So he's like, I'm talking about it out loud.
I was like, don't you have a cap?
Don't you have a cap to wear at night? And I'm like,
I know these things.
How do you know about the wig cap? And how do you know about I need to wrap my hair up at night? That was a deal breaker, ladies. What button? Our son right now does not want to go to sleep, so
Elia, he's overly tired.
He is struggling right now. So I'm trying to do this.
I know you ladies want to wake up beautified, looking all 10, 20, 30%, 100%.
Why would I want to look 10 or 20%? I want to look 100%.
I know, that's why you need that cap. Well, hubby's very interested on how you ladies apply these weaves on these bases, these caps, whatever you want to call it. So he wants to learn.
Yeah.
And potentially maybe one of the grand designers of weaves.
He can
we don't know yet.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I know how to sew.
This goes.
Went to school for design, but primarily self-taught as a designer with the whole hand and thread sewing garments. So I guess it's really similar to creating a dress or a top. So the technique is very simple, and it looks simple. So my wife today, she had the day off, so she actually applied the closure to the cap. See, I know what you're talking about. I know this because she told me yesterday. So, but yeah, it looks pretty perfected. The sewing skills are on par, but not as great as mine. Wink, wink.
This is not my forte. I dibble and I dab in making my own wigs for myself, just simply because time. I mean, I have a 9-month-old son. I do not have time to go and get my hair done sometimes. I don't have time to wait on somebody to make me a unit. So I've watched a lot of YouTube. I've watched a lot of tutorials, and I've slowly and steadily been working on making my own wigs and trying to perfect it. So this is not perfect by any means, so don't look at this and start critiquing and saying, oh, it's not as flat, it's not this. I'm still learning, so this is a learning process for me. It's very beginner. So if you're a beginner like me and you're just trying to pick up some tips or just have questions or whatever, or you're new to our channel and you just want to know what we're about weaves, wine, and family. That's the best way to describe it. So I already have put on my closure. So for all of you, I would say weave challenged folks who are not sure what a closure is. A closure is the part in the middle of your head, basically, that acts as the scalp. So it's going to act as basically a closure. So it's going to look like when I part the hair, it's going to look like this weave is growing right out of my head. Which is exactly what you want. You want your weave to look unbelievable, not crazy, not like this. And side note, I don't do these crazy lengths. The lengths that I have in my hair are 18, 16, and 14, and a 12-inch closure. I don't do 26 and 24 and 22. I've done it before. I've actually had it sewn into my head and it was too much, and I treat myself like a Barbie doll and I just get to chopping the hair off. It's just too much. So the longest I go is maybe 20 inches, maybe 22, but again, I do trim it. But the lengths, like I said, I have today are 18, 16, and 14, and a 12-inch closure. The reason why I chose this method is I've done the sewing method before, sewing it onto the cap. This just was more time effective. So as far as putting the cap on and sewing it, I think when I sewed it, actually Elia was laying down for his nap and I got the sewing done in, I want to say 15 minutes. And I'm not by far like a quick sewer or a good sewer, and 15 minutes to me was like, okay, that's done. And I just followed another method from another video that I watched as well, and I will put the information to both of the videos below because the two ladies were very helpful. And I put Scotch tape or packaging tape, or you just really need clear tape to make sure that when I'm doing this hot glue method, that the hot glue doesn't actually stick to the foam head. You put the tape on here so that the weave, obviously, or the cap doesn't stick to the head. So now we're going to reapply the cap with the lace closure on there. The hair, what you want to do is you want to separate it, and then you want to measure it. And this is the 18-inch that I'm starting with. So you always start with the longest length towards the back, because you want it to create natural layers, is the reason why I got the 18, the 16, and the 14. Elia's really excited about mommy making a wig. Yeah! Woohoo!
Daddy learn and Elia learn.
Mm-hmm. So I've measured my weft, which is the track, and I'm going to start really okay. So I'm going to only glue like 3 tracks towards the front of this the head. If you keep gluing towards the front, it's going to be very big and bulky, and it's going to look unbelievable. It's not going to look like a nice like flow to the head. So I'm going to start here where you can see the band, the elastic band, because this elastic band will actually get cut off.
Looks good, baby.
Yeah, boo.
So we're about halfway.
About halfway. I have the top of the head to do. I may or may not cut this hair because it's a little transparent at the bottom. Just depends on what it looks like when I'm finished.
So you're gonna have to put more layers on it just to thicken it up.
No. I may trim it so it doesn't look so transparent at the end.
So comparing to hand sewing to gluing, what do you prefer?
I kind of like this because I can guide it a little bit more. I'm not the best sewer, like I said, so this is like an easy way for me to do it. The only drawback is it's glued down. So let's say I want to use this hair for like a sew-in. I can't. So I have to be happy with this wig or whatever. I mean, the good thing is I can use the closure again, but I'm kind of stuck with the hair the way it is now.
What is good, gang? Unfortunately, the weave project that we tried to do last night didn't go so well, but you know, we're gonna come back and redo it. And there's a few minor things that happened last night, so for us not to finish it. One, I burnt myself on the hot glue gun. Two, Elia was being Elia, so and it was unfortunate that I had to put him down in bed. And I never woke up. So Danielle was out here. She didn't use the camera to finish up the project. We'll come back at a later date and we'll redo it. So look for us and subscribe, like this video, and we'll see you soon.
You see, stereophonic sound for the home is recorded on 2 separate tracks.